In solo leveling, after Jinwoo woke up, he quickly jumped off the bed, clutching his chest as he gasped for air. He then breathed heavily as he started to recall what had just happened, being fatally injured during his battle against the Monarchs. Questioning if all of it had just been a dream, he looked upward, then turned toward the window, wondering if he was in a hospital. He pondered that he was certain the ice dagger pierced through his heart, and yet he was still alive. Just then, Woo Jinchul and an agent suddenly arrived, stepping inside the room and asking Jinwoo if he had come to his senses. A bit confused by the situation, Jinwoo addressed him as Chairman Woo Jinchul. He asked what had happened to those monsters he was fighting and how he was still even alive. Jinchul, clueless at Jinwoo's words, replied that there were 3 things he should tell him. Firstly, he was not the chairman but the chief inspector of the surveillance team. Secondly, he would like to ask him about the moving statues. And thirdly, Jinchul asked how Jinwoo knew his name, wondering if they had even met before. Jinwoo looked surprised and asked Jinchul what he meant by moving statues. Jinchul explained that when they arrived on the site with the White Tiger Guild after receiving the report, it was already... But Jinwoo interrupted him, saying that's not what he was asking. He thought to himself that this was impossible, swearing that he knew this hospital room looked familiar because he had spent 2 weeks here in the past. Jinchul then went on to say that Jinwoo looked a bit different from his photo. However, Jinwoo was deep in thought, thinking that this was the patient room he woke up in after he barely survived the double dungeon. Concerned, Jinchul asked if Jinwoo was all right, and Jinwoo responded that he needed some time to rearrange his thoughts. "How is this happening?" Jinwoo remarked as he checked his current status. His passive skills, active skills, and class-specific skills from the double dungeon incident were all the same as before. Everything that was in his storage was still there as well, even Kamish's wrath. Someone then arrived, calling Jinwoo brother, and asked what he was doing right after waking up. It was revealed to be his sister, Jin-ah, who asked if he had hurt his head as well. Seeing Jinwoo, she looked around the room, questioning if she had gotten the wrong room, and asked who he was. That's when Jinwoo realized that she couldn't recognize him, because he had gradually changed into his current look back then. And so he asked his sister if she really couldn't recognize her own older brother.